What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Uh, this is going to be the fourth update video, weekly update video. And I have to admit, I've been a little bit, I'm not going to say sloppy. I am going to say exhausted. It's been a rough week. The heat has been picking up, and the work I do is very much in it, and very exhausted. So I have missed, I think, 2 days. Holy crap, that is very close. Did not expect that to come that close that fast. Anyway, nice, real nice. Who put that there? Oh my god. What the hell? I didn't realize they could hit at that angle. Alright, gonna... Ah! Gotcha. At this point, I'm just gonna enter regular melee range. And missed it by a country mile. Alright. Let's go ahead and see who we've got in our roster for help. Let's see how many. I'm not used to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 3 more on it, help. Nope. 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 Boy, I'm gonna have to master my loadout if I'm ever gonna play this game with no HUD. Alright, oh, come on. Absolutely should have counted. Oh, I hate fighting this thing without a HUD. Ow. Woohoo! But I am making progress in Demon Souls and the like. Because I get a feeling that y'all really want Elden Ring. And wouldn't you know it, the most fortuitous little bit of news, something I might actually be just in time for, which is Tarnished Edition. We're finally getting Tarnished Edition, and I for one, am very much looking forward to a number of things. I mean, everybody, what's it? Being able to customize Torrent, or like give him some different looks. A lot of people want that. I'm one of them. Well, depending. If there's a red main skin, or there is a what's those knights? How can I not remember what their names are? Knight Cavalry. If it's a Knight Cavalry horse skin or a red main skin, I will be very happy. But what I'm really excited for is the new classes, because I hear that there's going to be a new, at least one new light greatsword. And definitely going to be, from the look of it, Lucatiel's armor. And if you don't know who Lucatiel is, why have you not played Dark Souls 2 yet? Forget all the bad press. Dark Souls 2 is fantastic. You just need to figure out how to play it, well. Ooh, thank you, Oga. That could have been bad. I can just tell. By the way, if you're wondering what's equipped on this, it's the Blood Lucerne with repeating thrust, because I didn't get blood tax on it yet. I'm a very bleed heavy guy. Ah! Alright. Yeah, keep blowing that horn. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people left to come help. But anyway, back to the state of the channel. I am still recording, I promise. And I've got a lot built up. And I'll be honest, I think I made the right decision with Crimson Desert because I've been enjoying it so much. And if y'all want me to bring it back, I am more than willing. But it seems from just the episode count, the view count, it does not look like there was much interest, which understandable. It's the kind of game you would really rather wait to play than watch somebody else play. Meanwhile, stuff like this, there's strategies, stuff like that, because Crimson Desert is more of a explore, have fun kind of game, as opposed to something like Elden Ring, which is like challenging yourself. Still having tons of fun. It's still my favorite game of all time. But or like Demon Souls, you're facing a challenge. And granted, I will say, after facing the Devil of the Reed Field, there are plenty of challenges in Crimson Desert, but that's not the main draw. But that being said, um, I am thinking that at the rate of release and the rate of episode count, I will actually be able to jump into the Elden Ring run right when it releases. The Tarnished edition of it. So, really excited about that. And also, another fun fact, another thing that's been taking up space, as it should in my life, because gaming's fun. I'm playing this casually. I'm not playing this for work. And it would take quite a while at the rate of views, which I am still super grateful for, to turn a profit in any way, like to make any money at all. I mean, my average video is averaging about 5 views, which, considering it feels like the old channel only got like 1 view, if one, this feels much more consistent. And if there are only 5 people watching the show, but they're watching the channel, but they're enjoying it, that is 5 people more than than not that I expected, but I'm happily surprised. And I'm grateful. I'm not going to look that and go, that's not enough. And is that the kind of mentality a YouTuber should have? No, but I'll be honest, I don't feel like I'm a YouTuber. I'm just somebody playing games casually, family man, working on his passions. Which, speaking of those passions, as of this moment, I am about 2 chapters away in terms of not revision, but in having them read by a test reader from beginning to approach agents for publication. And that's not me being like, so if any of y'all know an agent, no, I'm just letting y'all know, because that is my master passion, writing. Like creating worlds like this that people can not only go to escape the drudgery of, modern life, but come back. It's like come back enriched, come back rested, come back with more resolve to live a more purposeful life. My favorite book of all time, if I had to pick one, Michael End's The Never-Ending Story. I think it is maybe the most powerful. And I'm sure maybe he meant it, maybe he didn't, but I read it as sort of the journey of a person from a reader to a writer to a good writer. Because nobody starts out writing great. All right, there's a lot of ego and a lot of personal bias and a lot of basically flaws to shit. And I'm not saying a great writer is flawless, but a great writer has overcome a lot of themselves in order to become great. And I feel like I've done more than enough work in that regard to at least be considered good. Um, but time will tell. And I'm very hopeful because my test reader is not the kind of person that reads fantasy or sci fantasy. My writing has elements of sci-fi in it. Not the series that's I'm currently working on publishing, but the series that it will kind of bloom into, because all of my writings are, you can read them separate. They're meant to be read. You can read them either separately in its own self-contained story, or you can read them all interconnected and it be the full thing. But I wanted to give everybody a piece of anything they wanted. Um, but there, like my magic and my world has rules and like biological limits to an extent. Um, no bringing anybody back from the dead, that kind of thing. But plenty of things to. You'll see someday if you ever read it. And I may actually to. My wife has told me that I've got a good reading voice. Uh, maybe she's just being nice, or maybe she's right. But I would like to think she's right. But um, my mom thought the same thing. And so maybe I could release a chapter or two of it on the channel, with like gameplay in the background. And that would be the only kind of edited video I produce for y'all. Just kind of like a teaser for what's coming. But that in mind, that's been taking up a lot of my time, and so has a lot of planning. Largely because, and I'll be forward with this, something that I have seen and I know all of y'all have seen and suffered through is getting invested in a series that's very promising at the beginning or very dynamic. Maybe it's got some great twists and turns, and somewhere along the line, it becomes clear that the writer or writers didn't know what they were doing anymore, didn't know where to take it, didn't have a plan, kind of winged it, and with varying levels of efficacy, either pulled something okay at the end or completely crashed and burned. That's far more often what I've seen. Right? Easy examples. Game of Thrones. Right? Those last 2 seasons were absolute garbage, and I already started disliking it for all the torture in season 4 and 5 and whatever. But like Game of Thrones, where is it going? I guarantee you it'll never be finished. All right, George R. R. Martin just doesn't have it in him. He's too busy pissing on greater writers like Tolkien to actually get his own damn work done. Which, I'm not a famous writer like him. I may never be. That's not my goal. And I feel like that's what a real writer should feel. That money is. It'd be nice to have the money so you could write more often, but, I think I might need to turn the HUD on for this. This is a long update video, but you know what? It's been a few days since I've given y'all a video, so maybe this will make up for it. Maybe y'all will be interested. I don't know. But, or like, what's it, the new Star Wars trilogy. Like, with Rey Skywalker and Rey Palpatine. Sorry. That's just stupid. But that kind of thing, where they had, interesting places to go with the first movie, and then different writer, different methodology, just crap. Good Lord, this is kicking my ass. Maybe I shouldn't have backed myself up into a ladder. Whew, okay. I can talk again. But anyway. I have been working on this project, this batch of projects, which is like narrowed it down to 6 series, and a couple standalones, but 6 series that are all connected. That basically required years to build the lore. Like, the truth about Tolkien, people like him who I idolize because of how incredibly complex a world he built. The reason it took him decades to plan everything, and I'm not planning something as complicated as he did, or at least I don't think so. I'm definitely not making a language for it. I'm not that smart, nor am I that devoted to the beauty of language. Sad as that is to say, I'm not Tolkien. True champion of the craft, though. But honestly, my idol. But whose idol isn't he? except for George R. R. Martin being an asshole. But anyway, all that said, I wanted to have my story completely planned out so that in the event of, illness, in the event of, God forbid, death, uh, in the event of, something happening to keep me from writing, the story exists and somebody can finish it. Like the story is from beginning to end, strong. It's funny. I look at it as one of my other idols. Funny enough, and that should tell you about my writing in general. Uh, Ichiro Oda, the writer of One Piece, the level of foreshadowing and the clear, like he had to have labored on the plans for that story, like which is obviously still ongoing. But it is clear that he has labored on that work, and that he has known so much of what we've only just come to see since 1997. All right, I was 4 when he knew what was going on 30 years later. So that being said, oh, I thought I dodged that. But technically speaking, writing could have been done a couple of years ago. But, you care about something, you try to do your best with it. So stay tuned for that. I'm hoping that if it's God's plan, because faith, if you can tell by my my YouTube profile, I am a Christian. I'm a Catholic. Same thing. But if God wishes, y'all might be hearing some news about some writing coming out, which I hope, it's fed by a lot. My mom was my first, cheerleader. It's what had my wife fall in love with me. So very much a part of who I am. And if you're the one of those 5 people that's watching these videos regularly, it's because something of what I have to provide intrigues you. So a little more fine-tuned stuff from me in the future. But with that being said, as soon as I'm done with this giant, I'm cutting this recording. Not giant, troll. I can already hear people going, who doesn't know the lore? I gotta tell you, Lucerne, a lot to be desired. Oh my God, come on. Yes. Finally, sheesh. Alright, let's see where we're going. Alright, Poison Glaive, that'll be fun. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. More episodes incoming. Y'all can expect me to be riding the tide with the Tarnished edition when it comes out in August. And I am also, fun fact, if any of y'all are interested in playing together at any point, or maybe you want to get into the game, but you kind of want a bodyguard if you're doing, multiplayer because invaders are dicks, I would be more than happy if you played on PlayStation or even PC. I would be more than happy to help out if y'all want to, leave a message in the comments like, hey, you have Steam, you have whatever, need some help. But always eager to help. Jolly cooperation. But with all that said, I hope y'all have a great day today, and hope it's very restful. Goodness knows I needed to be restful. And regular content continuing to come out, and maybe for the next few days I might put out a couple extra just make up for last week's brief dearth of episodes. But for now, see y'all next time.